Hello and welcome to tonight's LLL Esports Round Up. We're going to cover the games from the last 2 days at Worlds 2023 play-ins and then preview tomorrow's 2 series. So I'm 3-4 in predictions, went 2-2 on this board. Team Wales being the 2 that I got wrong because Team Wales are just, I said in my prediction video, honestly I'm happy that they keep winning. I am good for an underdog narrative. I think that that's fun. Vietnam is a region that I do enjoy watching. And especially watching them on the international stage, I believe they play the game correctly and in the most entertaining way possible. I enjoy chaos, but nevertheless, we got to go through this. So first, DFM CFO. Shouse, was my MVP. Blitzcrank Nautilus. I thought his hooks were on point. He played excellent. Jimmian led in damage, going 12-5-14, 30%. Rest 6-0-11. Deathless in top lane against APAman, or APAman, or whatever. I mean, guy's 31 years old, he's got a kid at home, and got to finally play at Worlds. Congratulations. Utapon, 369, 31% of damage in the loss. So DFM opened up with Senna Maokai bot, which I like because I believe I put Maokai as the champion that I thought would play in the most roles, and support was the most fringe. Top lane is also fringe, but we're 2 of the 3 there. I mean, DFM, like, what are you doing? If you're going to put Utapon on Senna, you should have left Milan in and put Utapon in top lane. I don't understand why we put Utapon on Senna. Nobody's playing Senna at this tournament. Nobody played Senna this past summer, really. I don't think, maybe one person played Senna. Outside of that, like, nobody at this tournament has done it. Like, what are we doing? And it looked awful. And, I mean, it wasn't good. Arya didn't really step up. Jimmian looked great. I believe that he was playing Jace in these games. And his Jace was stellar. It was doing its job. And Arya, being as good as he is, I thought he'd outplay him, and he just didn't. Jimmian got after him. Gemini, very good facilitator. Now, in that, he is a pure facilitator. That's really one of the most pure facilitators there are. And Steele was not able to, find a diffie there in terms of getting gold or keeping up tempo. It's very hard to keep tempo up with a guy that is really all over the place like Gemini was. And, I mean, hell, in the end, DFM are coming into this definitely the weakest that they've ever been, and it's in part due to themselves. I mean, their coach literally harassed the top laner until the top laner quit. I mean, that's the reason they got fined, right? So, just an absolute disaster. And, CFO, very good. Shousey, an LPL level support. Was he the best one in the LPL? No, but is he very, very good for this event in the minor regions? Yes. One of the best supports here, without a doubt. Comparing him to other minor region supports, I mean, he has been at the highest level a lot, and actually got paid to be at the highest level. So there is something to be said there. Afterwards, we had Team Wales BDS, and Team Wales won. Artemis was MVP. I thought he played excellent, going 16-2-13, 33% of damage. BA 1325 looked great on the Nautilus in games 2 and 3. Crowny 4-5-11. 34% of damage and loss, and actually had more damage than anybody else in this series, DPM-wise. Game 1, BDS looked great, went top lane. Sheo and Adam putting Sparta in the grave, and frankly, BJ just allowed it to happen. And then by the time he finally got up there trying to affect things, it was too late. Adam was just a monster on the Darius, and there was no way they were going to stop him. And that essentially was Game 1. I thought Adam looked good in Game 2. He actually solo killed Sparta in that one as well. However, BJ was very good. And Artemis was excellent in team fights. NBA found great angles on the Nautilus. Game 3 found great angles on the Nautilus. Glory into Nuke. I thought Glory got the better of Nuke. I mean, the thing is, like, with GAM, I was like, Slater, let's go. This is your moment here. Show up internationally. And he didn't. And then CFO, we're saying to ourselves, Jimmian and Shun. Shun, this is his second time, but Jimmian, it is his first, and they're very young players. Let's see how they do internationally. And Jimmian has been, for the most part, pretty good. Has he been excellent? I mean, we have two series to look at, and we'll go over the second one in a minute, but he's looked solid. But Glory has come as advertised, and so is Artemis. Those two players are out here for blood, and they're so fun to watch. They honestly are. The BDS faithful, they got really excited. They beat Golden Guardians, but, this is something we'll obviously discuss a bit, but they didn't show up against Team Wales. They flipped tails, and it wasn't even Adam, it was the team. Adam, I thought, was their best player. Crowney was fine, but Labrov looked meh, and Nuke looked gapped. And, that's kind of the thing. Like, if Nuke, Gory looked like absolute shit for Golden Guardians, and Nuke ended up looking like a god, and then Glory comes in here and says, oh, wait a minute here. Opens up massive CS leads and does something with them. I have somebody, that's, arguing with me about Humanoid versus Yagao, and there's a difference in how those two players play. And in my opinion, the guy with more CS is who I prefer, only because I would like to expect the person with more CS to buy the right items, to do what they have to do. They have a gold lead. Mechanically, in lane, they've opened gold leads, and Glory did that against Nuke, and then he did what he had to do afterwards. Artemis, though, just disgusting in team fights. He was on point, and honestly, I almost made BA MVP. I thought BA looked like the best minor region support in this event. Like I said, Shaoxi is world-class, LPL level. BA is also very, very good and extremely underrated. PSG Loud, PSG 2-0 Loud. So, Junjia absolutely gapped this entire series. Loud were able to make it a game in game one, but over the entirety, PSG were just the better team. Azai in top lane led the team in damage, had a Kennen game. He almost had 900 DPM, going 10-3, 23, 28% of damage. Junjia, 10-26. The Jarvan, when you see a really good Jarvan player playing Jarvan, it's just like, oh my god. Like, this guy is all over the place. He's making things happen. Hell, he was leading team fights in damage, if I recall. It was either him or BJ. One of their Jarvan games, I think it was Junjia, because if I recall, game one in the very important team fights, because Loud actually came back in this one. They had a couple really good mid to late game team fights where Root looked really good. Rout is like carrying that team right now, all of them. Doesn't matter, Robo, Croc, Tinones, or Seos, like, Rout is doing work. And honestly, maybe it's because he's playing in Korea, trying to remind everybody, hey, I'm at home now. Pick me back up. You can only do so much. Maple is doing a better job facilitating than Tinones in this one. Croc got solo killed by Junjia for fuck's sake. Like, it was... Junjia was just after it. And he is maybe the best minor region player right now at this tournament outright. He's playing exceptional. Ozzy in top lane, like I said, played great. Even they dove him early in one of the games, and still he made Robo look bad by the end. I won't say Robo was awful. He honestly probably flipped heads, all things considered, but Loud just didn't have an answer for PSG in the end. Like, game one was close for a long time. They took a lead but then lost, and BJ had a lot to do with that, with the Jarvan, not BJ, Junjia. So, that's a thing. And then lastly, Team Wales CFO. So I thought CFO were going to win this even after Team Wales beat BDS. I was like, I don't know. I thought CFO, honestly, it was the carries again, but BJ I thought did a really good job helping those carries get to a good point as they won 2-1. Sparta in top lane. So after getting smoked by Adam, he goes 8-5-23, 29% of damage. Very good in team fights. His Kesante looking very good. Artemis, 10-5-24. Once again, showing up in a big way. Very good KDA. BA, excellent. Glory, once again, looking very good. Across all three games. But, for the majority of, these 6 games, Glory has been world-class. He is showing, hey, I am a major region level player. And then Jimian, 6-5-20, 29% of damage. Across 3 games, is that a great KDA? No. Is that facilitator oriented almost? Maybe, but he did deal the most damage. So, tried to play KDA, but also deal damage. Gemini and Beanjay. Beanjay got the better of him, except game one. Game one, CFO did win handily. And I was excited about this one. I really was. I was kind of disappointed I couldn't make a video yesterday after the results from the morning, and it was going to be Wales versus CFO. I was like, the PCS versus VCS 2 seeds, I don't remember the last time that happened. And it's honestly a really important thing to me when I think about how to rate the minor regions against each other, because depth-wise, it's difficult because they don't play against each other. Like once in a while, you get the 1 seeds maybe at a special event, or maybe even you get a 1 seed and a 2 seed at MSI, Worlds or whatever. But to see both of them against each other like this, that was really something that I enjoyed. I really enjoyed watching that. I might even watch it back to kind of pay attention to see what I may have missed, because I was excited for that. It's like really important, that Glory, Artemis, Jimmy and Shun matchup. One of the more fun ones that I think this event's going to have. Because the top region players, you don't have a lot of young up-and-comers necessarily, where in these minor regions, a lot of times you do see some really young teams at these events that honestly just like bring that energy that just makes you want to be like, I really, you can get behind those players. Excellent series out of Wales. I'm happy for them. I really am. Even though I picked against them both times, I am happy for them. Just like I feel like I was about Saigon Buffalo. Just like the way they play the game is the way that I want to watch the game. Sneak peek for tomorrow, Rainbow 7, GAM. These two teams have played before. Ironically enough, at MSI, Rainbow 7 upset GAM. And frankly, the way GAM are playing this tournament, maybe it wasn't an upset. They won 2-1. Bot side of GAM is different. That one they had Style and Zin. Now they have Slater and Pallet. We'll see if that's actually better. I thought it would be better, but the way they played Loud, maybe not. So let's do some comparisons to the top side of the rift in that one. Bong went 12, 10, 18, 20% of damage. Kiea, 12, 13, 11, 24%. So you'd say the top side was pretty even. Jungle, Adi, 10, 9, 25, 11%. Adi is more of a facilitator. He's older. Don't really see him as that guy that's going to take over, where Levi is. And his KDA represented that. In 3 games, he went 16, 12, and 22 with 18% of damage. So there's a big difference there, 18% versus 11%, and even the DPMs represent that as well. But lastly, you see where Rainbow 7 had an advantage. Despite Myru having a negative KDA at 10, 11, 24, he had 32% of the team's damage. He led the team in damage in that series. Katie, now get this, because Katie probably has the worst mid laner at this event. 4, 11, and 20, 19%. Katie has to show up tomorrow. GAM need to get rid of Katie after this year and go find a different mid. Glory's not listed. Maybe Glory. Because I'll tell you, Katie is not it. Katie stinks. He is not good. So there is a win con for Rainbow 7 again. I would love to see Levi continue to move on. I want this PCS VCS deal to determine who goes to the main event. But to be honest with you, it's going to be ugly. GAM, it's almost like you got to put Katie on Nautilus mid and say, hey, buddy, you're on Nautilus mid. Scion mid. Sejuani mid? Let's try that. Honestly, put him on stuff like that. Put Kiea on carries in top lane. Rumble, Kennen, things like that. And I would do it that way, but that's just me. Hell, I would almost be willing to role swap them. Now, BDS, DFM, this has never been a matchup before. Adam did not play against APAman because the last time APAman was even a player, Adam went to Worlds. This is the first time APAman's ever been to an international event. And the other players, obviously DFM's players, have been to international events, but BDS's have not. So we don't have that. the way teams are playing right now, I would say BDS are playing better than DFM, despite losing here. DFM don't have a top laner that is, it should be playing at this tournament. And I do think Nuke and Arya is a matchup to watch. I think Arya is better than Nuke by quite a bit. That is the win con for DFM. And I don't know if Steel with experience can get ahead of Sheo. It didn't work for River. I don't know if it'll work for Steel. And frankly, the bot lane, Utapon, Harp. I think Crowny, Lebrov have been fine. Obviously, this one, Lebrov did not do enough. But at the same time, I do believe if they're playing Senna, Maokai bot for DFM, then BDS should win this. So we'll see what happens. Excuse me. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.